Then the last name is this Ephes Damim, okay? And this place was the most interesting word of all. It means the place of the bloody boundary. This is the boundary where the blood drops fall. And I don't know why it had the name. I don't know the history of it, but it had the name. So they got them in a place where maybe the Philistines knew that they'd been successful there before. This is where Israel had spilled its blood before. So the enemy's scheme is always something like this. It's to get you in a tight place, to shut you into a tight place where the advantage is to them. Can you say amen? The advantage is theirs. We got them here. And if we can just get them to accept the battle on our terms, we feel like it's going to go well with us. And so they did that. They set them in. And then Saul comes over and says, okay, this is where they're at. And then he decides, well, we'll set up ourselves in the strongest place left. And I want you to get this morning. That's normally what the devil wants you and me to do. He wants us to come in with our strength to fight his strength. And if we do that, we're very foolish, because strength for strength, we're no match for him. If it's my strength against the enemy's strength, we're going to lose. If it's us here existing as a church to make a difference, to be a voice, to raise up a standard, let God raise up a standard, to prevail in the place that God called us, it can't be our strength against the enemy's strength. Because we've already seen what that will produce. What it has to be is it has to be God's strength. So, and how does God work? 1 Corinthians chapter 12, it's when we're weak, not when we're strong. You see how easy it is for us as Christians? We can get everything backwards. It can, if you're not careful, it can seem like it's the right way. I was watching this show on TV the other day, Brain Games. Jordan and I like to watch it, and so we were watching it. And it's just facts about the brain. And this one thing caught my attention because I saw myself in it. Maybe you'll see yourself. This was the line that the scientist used. He said, your brain prefers to pretend that it knows the answer rather than to confront the fact that it doesn't know the answer. And I thought, boy, doesn't that get us in trouble all the time? Especially because we don't know that it's doing that. I didn't realize that every story I tell gets embellished because my brain prefers to just give me an answer. Sounds good to the brain. For years, Bobby used to tell me, certain stories you tell, that's not how they happen, because I was there. And I was like, woman, listen to me, I was there. Project my strength back into the story. I really don't believe that your memory's any better than mine. In fact, I believe my memory is probably better than yours. Are we all the same? We're all kind of the same, all right? We all have this tendency. My brain prefers to insert an answer because we all have to deal with this little thing called pride. If I say I don't know, how will that feel? Man, when I was raised, I lived in the bad side of town. Because my mom, my father left my mom with 4 boys, and she was just doing the best she could. She worked in a shoe factory. She worked in Florsheim Shoe Factory in Kirksville, Missouri. And so she did the best she could to raise 4 boys on like a minimum wage income. And so we didn't live in the nicest house in town. We didn't live on the nicest side of town. We lived on the worst side of town. And when I went to school, I discovered some things that, about my personality and things obviously probably the Lord put in me. I started to discover that I could do some stuff. Now, the side of town I came from, pretty much everybody that lived over there kind of yielded to this kind of overriding spirit that we can't really win no matter what we do. Anybody ever been there? I could take you to that side of town today still. A lot of people live on that side of town. No matter what we do, the deck's stacked against us. I don't think we can make it, man. Let's just do the best we can. See, a lot of people, and I thought when I got saved, I thought that would all change because I started to read the Bible. I'm like, man, the Bible doesn't talk like that. You ever notice God doesn't talk like that? God's never like, just do the best you can. When it's all over in the sweet by and by, in heaven, in heavenly places, everything will be taken care of. No, the Bible doesn't even say we're going to spend eternity in heaven. It says we're going to be with Him, but we're coming back here because the plan has never changed. The plan is to rule and to reign here. It's so easy for us to forget who we are. We need to start reminding ourselves, man, did God say that? Or did my brain say that? A lot of people do it all the time. They quote the Bible or they talk about God in the Bible. We see it culturally happening today. People say, well, you shouldn't interfere with a woman's right to choose. I'm like, do you know God's plan? Because if you know God's plan, hey, my right, your right, they don't mean anything. Now, they mean a lot in this legal system that God set up. If I choose no God, I won't have God. If I choose I can't do it, I won't be able to do it. If I choose the devil's way, even though I don't know it's the devil's way, that's what I'll end up in. But we have all these different ideas culturally that Christians buy into. We don't know that we're doing it. That sounds good. It sounds like nobody should tell you and me what to do. But I'm here to tell you today, there's somebody telling you what to do. There's two people telling you what to do, and you get to choose. So now I do whatever I want. No, you don't. Your brain just keeps telling you that. Did I come to the right church today? Brain says nobody can make me do anything. Tell that to people in China, man.